All right, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining wherever you're joining from. We are on to another edition of Export Discourse. We are on to another edition of Export Discourse. Thank you very much for joining. While waiting for those on Facebook, Facebook is here to start. I'm hoping I won't. I'm hoping I won't have issue with Facebook today, because it seems as if issues with Facebook is becoming a regular occurrence. Okay, I think Facebook is fine. We are live on Facebook now. All right, so we are live on all platforms. Fantastic. Wow. Still having issue with Facebook, unable to start video. I don't know what the problem is. Thank you very much for joining again today, as we have another fantastic episode of the Export Discourse. And remember what this program is all about. If you are just joining us for the first time, all that we do on this show is to discuss and address questions and concerns of individuals. We discuss and address questions and concerns of individuals who are interested in going into the export space. Thank you for joining on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you for joining on TikTok. If you are just joining us for the first time today, all we discuss, while we wait for others to join, all we discuss is basically trying as much as possible to answer as many questions as you have as far as export business is concerned. Try as much as possible to answer as many questions as you have as far as export business is concerned. So if you have any question that you are trying to get answer to, maybe today is that day you get answer to those questions. Maybe. Maybe today is that day you get answer to their questions. So feel free to ask your question. So feel free to ask your question. Wherever you are joining from, we are ready and available to answer your question today. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Thank you very much for joining Export Discourse. We're glad you are able to make it. In recent time, we have been focusing more on okay, now we are live on Facebook. Facebook audience, so sorry, we are coming a bit late. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for joining. So I'll be expecting your questions on different areas. If you are joining us for the first time, thank you very much for joining. Like I said, the program is Export Discourse. And because it's Export Discourse, I'm not just here to talk to you. I'm here to hear from you, understand your issues, your concerns, and give my token of advice on how to address some of those issues and some of those concerns that you have. Some of those issues and some of those concerns that you have. So thank you very much for joining. Kindly confirm you can hear me on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Facebook. Someone said, which product is moving now within 5 million stack of capital? You know, this interesting question, but I'm not sure this is the right question to ask, because that suggests that it's just a business you come into, you do, you go out, you come in. Okay, this one what is moving, this is what I will do now, this is what is moving. This sincerely, I must confess to you, is the reason why many export businesses are not going well and successful. Because we see like this is the supply that is available, this is a contract that is available. It's like I'm a contractor with the government. So what is government buying now? What I cannot do now? That kind of mindset is actually one of the reasons why export is not growing. So I would rather you look at it like, okay, I'm trying to start export business. Will 5 million be okay for me to start? That for me would be a better question. Rather than which product is fast moving that you can start with fast. So meaning there are some products that are moving, there are some products that are not moving. That means there are some supply that is fast, there are some supply that cannot help anyone to build a successful export. Rather, you want to know what are the exportable products, what are the options available to me, and how do I go about it. So you can then narrow down on the one that is of interest to you, either because you can source it, you know where it can be found. Those are the things that can then drive your decision. But I'm not sure that it will be okay to look at it from the angle. Felix, I hope I'm able to answer your question. So I'll answer your question in another way. 5 million is a good startup capital for export. But in terms of product that is fast moving, I won't be able to answer that question, because that presupposes you are looking for commodity that you can export, you know. That presupposes that you're looking at commodities that you can export, and if the commodity is no more moving, then you don't have business again. You know, I mean, it's a big challenge. I think because Nigeria started by exporting cocoa, and we've done cocoa, cashew, ginger for many years. So in a way, in our mind, we think of it like supply contract. It's like, it's not a business I should do year round. It's a business that during one season, this is what is available. During one season, this is what is available. During one season. So that's the people that are doing the business in Nigeria are into commodity business. They are busy year round, even though they are into commodities. So, like I said, the best way to put the question is, what kind of product can I export with 5 million? Most products today are profitable because of exchange rate. So, in terms of fast moving, the demand is always there in the world. There's always demand. In terms there's demand. So, now, that kind of money cannot do commodities. Commodity will require about 15-20 million because of the cost. Finished product. Any Nigerian food item, any Nigerian fashion item, any Nigerian cosmetic item, and I'm using the word any, from peanut to shea butter or shea cream to gari to noodles. I mean, different products actually. So don't focus on one area. Different product. You have options, please. You have a lot of options you can consider. For you to be able to go into the export business. So thank you very much for your question, Felix. I hope I've been able to answer it. Any other question, please? Any other question on TikTok? Question on YouTube? Question? Stay UE Media, thank you for joining. If you are on on YouTube, kindly drop, if you're on YouTube, kindly drop your, how do I call it now? Drop a message. Let me know you are there if you're on YouTube. Drop a message. Let me know you are there if you're on YouTube, please. Drop a message. Let me know you are there if you're on YouTube, please. I've seen the message of Stay Uli Media. I want to know other people that are on YouTube. So please, if you're on YouTube, kindly drop me a message. Let me know you are there. Also on Facebook, I can see 7, 8 people on Facebook. Kindly also drop a message if you are there on YouTube. Kindly drop a message there. Let me know you are there. Let me know we are together if you're on Facebook. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining this evening. Let me know your questions. Remember, this is Export Discourse. And because it's Export Discourse, the goal is to answer your questions. I don't want to do most of the talking. I want you to do most of the talking. I don't want to do most of the talking. I want you to do most of the talking. So that's why I always wait to hear from you based on your questions. Based on your questions. Chidi Austin, okay, thank you. Grace, thank you. Okay, so I can. Someone said, given that some commodity products are only available per season, how do manufacturers stay busy? They buy and keep. So this is what happened. There are merchants that know that the season is for 4 months, 5 months. And they know there will be demand year round. So the merchant work with local buying agent. The merchant work with agro commodity. They work with local buying agent. They work with commodity merchant. And then they with farmers, and they stockpile. They stockpile. They stockpile. When they stockpile, they now sell afterwards. They now sell afterwards. They stockpile and now they sell afterwards. So the manufacturers are busy year round because they know the quantity they need every month, and they will go and buy, or they get a merchant to buy and stockpile, and then they take it from time to time. Having checked for product to deal in, will you assist in getting buyers? Hold on, let me show you something, Felix. Felix, we have solved that problem for you. We have solved that problem for you. We have a pack. It's called the Eureka Pack. We have a pack, Eureka Pack. Michael, can you get me a copy of Eureka Pack, please? Is Michael there? So we have already solved that problem. You know, I was at Lagos Business School this week, and I told them the real problem is not looking for buyer. We have solved that problem. The real problem is being able to source and deliver. So we have solved the problem of looking for buyers. Felix, if you can go through this, you know, we recommend, we can help you, you can subscribe to our service and we get buyer for you. I mean, we charge for the service, no doubt, but you can get that buyer yourself and you will spend less cost. You will get that buyer yourself and you incur less cost. you can get that buyer yourself. Now, when you rely on someone to help you get buyer, if for any reason the buyer is no more buying, you will now have to look for someone else again to help you get another buyer. Whereas you can get 2, 3, 4 buyers, such that when a buyer is not buying, you will be able to sell to other buyers. I hope this, okay. Thank you very much. So, you see this pack, this Eureka pack. This, I was showing them this in LBS on what's the name? On Tuesday. That we have solved the problem of looking for buyer, and we solved that problem with the Eureka pack. That's what we use to solve the problem. What this does for you is it shows you how to look for buyers. Step-by-step process of how to find buyers abroad. Step-by-step process of how to find buyers abroad. Step-by-step process of how to find buyers abroad. So, now, let me tell you the 7 things that this pack does for you. Number 1, it shows you the market. Let's say you want to export Indomie noodles, or shea butter, or cosmetics, or fashion product, or commodity. It will show you where in the world can you find the people that buy that product. Where in the world will you find the people that will buy that product? Number 1. Number 2, it will show you, it will show you who are the people that import in that country. Who are the importer of that product? Who are the importer of the product in that country? Who are the importers of the product in that country? 2. Number 3, it will show you importers in that country. How to get the contact details of the importers in that country. Number 3, it will show you how to get the contact details of the importers in that country. Number 3. Number 4, it will show you how to convert the contact to contract. How to convert the contact to contract. How to convert the contact to contract. And then it will show you how to get the favorable payment method. Favorable contract terms. Favorable contract terms. Favorable contract terms. Now, you know why all this is important? At the end of the day, you realize that the challenge is me knowing exactly what I need to do. Let me run through the 7 things again. Number 1, it shows you how to get prepared for buyer. How to get prepared. It shows you how to get prepared. What are the things I must do? What are the do's and don'ts in finding buyers? How to get prepared. Number 1. Number 2, it shows you the tools to use to find buyers. It shows you the tools to use to find buyer. The tools to use. Number 3, it shows you which country do you have buyer for your product. Number 4, it shows you who are the people importing in that country. So I can get the people importing a particular product in UK, in US, in different. I can get who are the people importing, and I can get the contact detail of those people. Number 5, the contact detail of the people importing in that country. Number 6, how to convert the contact to contract. How to convert the contact to contract. And lastly, how to ensure I get favorable contract terms. So Felix, we have an export coaching program that can help you. I mean, if you call the number, I will drop a number for you. If you get that number, if you reach out to that number, you can get the detail of our export coaching program and we can help you find buyer. It will cost you more, but I'm trying to say you have the two options. Both options is okay for us. But the reason why we are doing this is we don't want people to be depending on people again to look for buyer. We want people to become independent so that if the buyer they got for you is no more buying, you can find the garden buyer yourself. You can find that buyer yourself. You can find that buyer yourself. And we want you to be able to find the buyers yourself. Felix, I hope I've been able to answer your question. I hope I've been able to answer your question. All right. Someone on YouTube is asking a question. So I have a friend who wants to export but quite concerned about government rules and all. Can you speak to this? Does government support export for SME? Does government support export for SME? Now, number one question. Number one, let me say clearly, government support export. Clearly. Particularly, government is interested in SME. No doubt about that. Particularly, I'm talking about Nigeria now. The next question is government rules and law. The reason why I emphasize export readiness, the reason why I emphasize the idea of getting ready for export, the reason why I think everybody needs to be ready for export is because of the question you just asked right now. This question you just asked right now is the reason why I talk a lot about export readiness. That's why. Because with readiness, you'll be able to know the government rule and regulation, documentation, and what you must do correctly to be able to be ready for export. Grace, I hope I've been able to answer your question. All right, any other question? Remember this export discourse? I can see a lot of people on Facebook. Facebook audience, drop your question. This is a discourse. It's not supposed to be a monologue. It's supposed to be a dialogue. It's not supposed to be a monologue. It's supposed to be a dialogue. Basically meaning we are supposed to have back and forth. So ask questions and then I'll be glad to answer your question. I'll be glad to answer your question. You know, because a lot of people have different questions around export. And the idea of having this kind of conversation is to be able to, every Thursday on Zoom by 5 p.m. we have free seminars. And the goal of this session is now to be able to answer questions referred to that. By the way, from next week, we are going to start discussing. I'm trying to see if I can get the flyer of our next program. Okay, the flyer is not here with me. The flyer is not here with me. But from next week, we are going to discuss getting ready for the export market. Getting ready for the export market. Getting ready for the export market. What do you need to do to get ready? You know, I've been talking about some of the protocol in finding buyer. I've been talking about some of the protocol. Why am I waiting your questions? I will go ahead and continue the conversation. Why am I waiting your question? Okay, someone is asking a question and the person said, Mike, he said, export clothes from Bangladesh to Gambia and prices greeting you, Groom Germany. Mike, your question is not very clear. Are you asking a question or you are telling us what you do? Are you asking a question or you are telling us what you do and you are greeting us, by the way? Where are you joining from? Okay, any other question? Any other question? So I was talking about YouTube audience. Can you still hear me? I'm having an issue hearing myself on YouTube. I hope YouTube audience can still hear me. So I was continuing from where I left off the last time. I've spoken about the need to have a product catalog. Ensure you have a budget for online promotion. Remember, one of the things we talk about every week is talking about how to find buyer abroad. You must promote. If you're looking for buyer abroad, you must promote. You must promote. Someone said, please, can you connect me with the reliable forwarder? We can help you forward your goods. Umar Bello, you can help you forward your goods. We render forwarding services. Umar Bello, we render forwarding services. We can help you forward your goods. Umar Bello, you can call the number 0809 124 4449. Umar Bello, please confirm you can hear me. Umar Bello. Umar Bello, drop a message on the chat on TikTok. Confirm you can hear me, please. Umar Bello, can you hear me? Umar Bello says he's looking for market. Umar Bello says he's looking for market for... Sorry, he's looking for forwarder. And I'm saying we can assist you with forwarding. Umar Bello, can you hear me, please? Please, if you can hear me, let me know so I can call the number for you again. Unfortunately, I don't know how to type while talking on TikTok. I don't know how. Okay, I think I've seen where to type on TikTok, okay? Umar Bello, I've dropped the number on TikTok. Call that number 0809 124 4449. 0809 124 4449. Umar Bello, if you call that number, we'll be able to assist you. We need your pro forma invoice, another detail about your shipment, and we can assist you. If you're in Nigeria and you're not in Lagos, we can help you in Lagos. Someone is asking a question. How can you recruit sales representative abroad? Very important question. Very important question. Number one, you can work with Chamber of Commerce. So if I'm looking for sales representative, for example, in Germany, I will go and join Nigerian German Chamber of Commerce. And there is an equivalent of Nigerian German Chamber of Commerce in Germany. The office of Nigerian German Chamber of Commerce in Nigeria will liaise with that office in Germany, and they can get a reliable person that I can work with. Adewale, I hope I answer your question. You can use Chamber of Commerce, number one. Number two, you can talk to lawyers. So if you go to that country, look at the Association of Lawyers. Send them a mail that you need a reliable lawyer to represent you in that country. You can work with lawyers. You can go to the Association of the Lawyers that they can represent in that country. I don't know if that answers your question. And of course, you can work with Nigerians. You can work with Nigerians. If I work with Nigerians, so by now you already know If you go through some of the material, since you are in class, Adewale, you will know some of the responsibilities of that agent. Some of the responsibility of that agent. And those responsibilities are also in the pack of that agent. It will be good for the agent to go through a material like this. Adewale, please confirm if I've answered your question. I said how to export clothes from Bangladesh to Gambia. I'm greeting from Germany. Oh, how to export clothes from Bangladesh to Gambia. Interesting. Now, when you say how to export, first of all, in trying to export, you must be export ready. You must be export ready. You must be export ready. To be export ready, I would recommend you get this pack. You are in Germany, you can get soft copy of this material online, so you can access it from Germany. Immediately you are ready for export, and you've done the assessment, and you have been able to do what you need to do to be ready for export. The next thing is to begin to promote your product in Gambia. If you are looking for how to promote your product in Gambia, get this pack, How to Find Buyer Abroad. If you are looking for how to promote your product in Gambia from Bangladesh, get this pack, How to Find Buyer Abroad. That will help you to know how to promote your product in Gambia, how to find buyers in Gambia. Then you now have to research on what are the requirements and documentation for shipment into Gambia, so that you ensure you do not make any mistake in your documentation when you eventually decide to commence the shipment of your good to the Gambia. I hope I answer your question, Mike. Mike, have I been able to help you in any way? Hello, Mike. Please confirm I've been able to help you. If you have further clarification, please let me know, Mike. If you need further clarification, please let me know, Mike. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question, please? Because I can't answer the question in detail, Mike. That's why, because of time, I will soon be through. That's why I gave you a summary. But like I said, the Eureka Pack is available to help you. You are in Bangladesh, you want to export, sorry, you are in Germany, you want to export from Bangladesh to Gambia. All right. Any other question, please? Before we close, we have just about 4 or 5 minutes to close. We have just about 4 or 5 minutes to close. Any question? As we round off today, I was talking about the need to have a budget for promotion. Ensure you have a budget for promotion. Next week, I'll be talking about the fact that having a contact does not translate to contract, and what you must do to convert contact to contract. Someone said, how do we solve the problem of going concern for export transaction due to government not readiness for change in the global dealing? How do you solve the problem of going concern? You know, very important question from Adisa. Very important question. The fact that government is unstable, even in its policy. That's why when you are exporting, it's important that you don't rely entirely on government support. You don't rely entirely on government support. You don't rely entirely on government support. Don't rely entirely on government support. Why is that important? Don't rely entirely on government support. Why is that important? Because of what Adisa is saying right now. Because of what Adisa is saying right now. Because sometimes government is really not ready and they can mess you up. So try to be as independent as possible so that even if the support that government is giving change, it doesn't affect your transaction. And like you said, the government not ready for change in global dealings is very, very correct. I don't know if I answered this last question. Outside pre-inspection agency, which laboratory can test commodity reliably? Which laboratory? I only know SGS. I would recommend SGS. I would recommend SGS. I would recommend SGS. I don't know if that works for you, Adewale, but I would recommend SGS. So you can just do the right analysis once and for all. I would recommend SGS. Does your export lecture extend to non-African country? Yes. Look at this pack. This pack is how to find buyer abroad. It's not just for African or non-African. It's for any SME anywhere in the world looking for buyers. Anywhere in the world. It is not African centric. It is not Nigerian centric. It is global centric. It is global centric. I hope I answered Sammy's question. Is there any organization in Nigeria where one can access funds to finance export? Yes, but you can only access it when you have started yourself and you have some track record. When you have started yourself and you have some track record. Any other question? As we close, our time is up. Thank you very much, everyone. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Thank you very much, TikTok. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much, YouTube. Thank you very much for joining. And thank you very much, Facebook. Thank you very much for joining. Someone said, if so, how easy can we get ready buyers? I would recommend you get How to Find Buyer Abroad. This pack help you to know, number one, this pack help you to know, number one, how to be prepared to get buyers. How to be prepared to get buyer. Number one, how to get prepared to get buyer. Number two, the tools that are available online, some of these tools are free that you can use to find buyer. The tools that are available online, some of these tools are free that you can use to find buyer. Number two. Number three, it helps you to know which country is buying your product. Number four, it lets you to know the people in that country that import the product. Number five, it helps you to know, it helps you to get them, to get the contact detail of the people in that country. Number six, it helps you to convert the contact to contract. Contact to contract. This pack has 2 manuals inside and 27 videos. 27 videos, 1 hour each video. That's about 27 hours of video. That's about 27 hours of video. If you want to get the pack, if you are in Nigeria, you can call the number I'm dropping on the chat. If you are in Nigeria, 0809-124-4449. If you are in Nigeria, you can call that number. You can chat the number actually. If you are outside Nigeria, you can chat that number. If you chat that number, you will get how you can get soft copy. If you're outside Nigeria, you can get access to the soft copy of the manual and the video online. You can get access to the soft copy of the manual and the video online if you're outside Nigeria. If you're within Nigeria, if you want soft copy, that's fine. If you don't want soft copy, you want hard copy, that's fine also. The product is 60,000, 60,000. About 60, would that be about $90? About $90 in dollar, but about 60,000 naira in naira time. About 60,000 naira in naira. If it's in dollar, about $90,000, $90. Soft copy, yes, soft copy is available. Soft copy is available. Chat that number I gave you on WhatsApp. Sammy, chat that number I gave you on WhatsApp. At the time you say I've not answered your question, please, what is the question again? Hold on, let me confirm Adisa's question. You said, how do we solve the problem of going concern for export transaction due to government non-readiness to change in global dealing? I'm assuming government not supporting, or when you say government readiness, please, maybe you should define government readiness. Maybe you should define government readiness. Someone said, I am into foodstuff supplement, but I'm standardizing my product for US and Canada. Okay, that's correct. Please, some Adisa, please, can you please maybe define what you mean by government readiness? I assume that government support and the fact that the government policy are always upside down sometimes is what they call it politics somersault. Today they are doing this, tomorrow they change it. But if you say I've not answered your question, please, you can chat that number. Adisa, chat that number because I'm going offline now. Chat that number and I'm sure I'll be able to answer your question. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening. See you next week and bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.